Ethernet. Yeah. Okay, we lie that way. Looking good so far. Yeah, okay. Giving y'all some time to tune on in. You listen to my theme song, let you groove on this Sunday morning just a little bit for a minute. That's my name right there, Chico. Yeah. That's my theme song. Yeah, I had it written for me.
Oh, okay.
Check it out. I got my own theme song. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, I got my own theme song, Chico, you know. Yeah, right. Yeah. We gonna get on in this, man. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ear to the Ground 197. I'm your host. My name is Bryan Foley. I'm sitting up in here in the studio with a minute before one of my homeboys right here, Mr. Chico Kraut. But y'all's hearing my theme song right there. It's called Power to the People. That's sung by Alicia Reynolds, the niece of the famous L.J. Reynolds of the Dramatics right there, Chico, just in case you didn't know and everything.
Now I know.
Now you know, yep. So we want to welcome everybody on this Sunday morning, Ear to the Ground 197, 11 o'clock. We're going to be for you for a short time and stuff like that. You know, for some of y'all out there talking about, man, why are you having a show on Sunday? Everybody in church, right? That's what they be saying. Yeah. Everybody in church, why you have your show on Sunday? But dig this here, man. When the white folks be having their TV show on Sunday morning, they be having Meet the Press, Face the Nation, all that time. You know what time it be on? 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. Right. See, they be getting their stuff together, talking their politics and stuff like that. And I ain't knocking church. Don't get me wrong, because I go to church. I'm a member of church. I don't go as much as I used to, but I'm a member of church. Right. But when the nation is talking about their issues is what's going on Sunday morning, they hold meeting at 11 o'clock. Right. You dig what I'm saying? Right. Everybody tuned in, but we somewhere else. You get what I mean? And they making the plans for the nation and what's going to happen on Monday morning. And Monday morning, you don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We did. So anyway, and for those y'all who got that mentality, say why he got it on Sunday morning 11, because this is why we giving the information out on you right there. Right. How you doing, homeboy?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I'm doing pretty fair, man. Let me hip you to this, man. Ear to the Ground 197 is brought to you by Tracy Sweet Touch Production. Tracy Davis. I think you might know Tracy, man. Right. That's your auntie. Yep. Yeah. So she make a lot of this stuff, man, that you see around in this studio, right? And we haven't done any gifts to our guests in the last couple months or so because she was real busy doing some other stuff like that. And I was with the jazz. Yeah, you get exactly. And that was my dog, man. Yeah. That was my dog, JD, you know, that's my guy. So I understand that, man. I ain't been pressing her too hard. You get what I mean? Right. But I do got to stop by the crib and bring her over the ginger juice. You know what I mean? She dig that ginger juice and she been on my head because I ain't been through and stuff like that, you know? Yep. And it's brought to you by Tracy Sweet Touch Production, as we say, Blackstone Bookstore and Culture Center, owned by our good friends Kip and Athena Johnson, as well as Carlos and Andrea Franklin. Yep. Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center is located right across the street from the Ypsilanti Public Library, right? and you can go down there and get your book. You see all them stack of books and everything I got over there, man. All them, I got my literature, man.
Right.
You get what I mean? I got that from Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center and stuff like that, you know. And also, man, it's brought to you by Ipsy Can I Share and Legal Women Voters. Ipsy Can I Share was created by Gail Summerhill and myself and a few other people. And Ipsy Can I Share is where we share political information. You know, we don't choose sides politically from this organization.
Right.
We just share the information.
Right.
And also it's brought to you by Legal Women Voters, who do the same thing, let you know what's going on. But we got this little card right here, Chico. And what this is called our empowerment card, right?
Right.
Let me bring it down a little bit, okay? Spread it out. What this board does, man, a lot of people don't know where they live at. That's real conversation. Right. You know, they just know they live in Ypsilanti. Right. You got Pittsfield Township, right. Ipsy Township, Superior Township, and the city of Ypsilanti. Right. The mayor of Ypsilanti is not the mayor of Ypsilanti Township. The mayor of Ypsilanti is not the mayor of Sugarbrook. You get what I mean? Right. And a lot of people don't understand that when you have those issues, you got to go to the proper municipality. Right. So what we did was we created these empowerment cards, broke it down right. So people know who your mayor is, who's your township supervisor, who's your trustee, right. Who's your council person, okay. Who's your city manager. And we also put all of these telephone numbers on there. And we got these on these are actual cards that we give out. Okay. Right. So people reach out to the right person, because you got to go to the right person to get the right information. Right. You get what I'm saying? You downtown Ypsilanti fussing at the mayor about something that happened in the Green. Ain't got nothing to do with it, right? So we made this process a little bit easy, right? And like I said, this empowerment board was created by Trudy and Jeff Hughes of the League of Women Voters, and it was Gail Summerhill, Ypsilanti Can I Share, who came up with the concept of the empowerment cards. Right. So that's one of our sponsors also too. Okay. All right. Let me get the screen together here and move this back out of the way. All right. So a lot of people, if they didn't know, they're gonna know now. Ipsy Can I Share, man, it's not this ain't a caller driven show. Right. This is a platform that was created so we can share information. Right. And what's happening is, man, is this is me and you having a grown man conversation, and folks just happen to be tuned in and stuff like that, right? But I try to keep our show as relative to what's happening on the we done froze up again, man. You know what I mean? As relative on the south side of Ypsilanti as possible, as opposed to wow, this is crazy, man. And it just froze up again. And I do not believe this, you know, that is actually doing this today. But it's froze up again on us, and it appears as though we live and what have you. Yeah. Yeah, we live. So I'm gonna keep on rolling, man. Pretend like this ain't happening, because I seen it and everything like that. But I hate that when they do that. And you know, man, let's get right into this, man. Like I said, I try to keep everything as relative to Southside of Ypsilanti, because Southside of Ypsilanti is the center of my universe. Right. Everything begins and ends and revolves around Southside of Ypsilanti. But you and I have, man, a connection a lot of people don't know about, and that is because your mother and father grew up. You know, I'm looking at this right here. Yeah, okay, we live. Something happening, man. I don't know what's going on, but I'm pretending like it ain't even rolling, okay? Right. They grew up right down the street from me, man. I believe the address was Ainsworth Circle. My address was 434. My mom was 432. Right, yep. Next to each other. They was childhood sweethearts, man. Yep. A lot of people don't know that, man. Your aunt Linda. Yep. Your uncle Larry, you know, Linda is a little bit younger than me. Larry's a little bit older than me. I was in the middle, and we still call each other to this day, brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we real tight like that, you know, and that's how we roll and stuff like that. So Chico, man, what's been happening, man? Talk to me. Man, I'm gonna let you give this to you. I'm gonna play with this stuff over here while
just trying to maintain life, man, and you know, help these kids out as much as I can behind the scenes, man. Okay. Keep these guys from getting in trouble, keep them on the right path.
Yeah. And you know what brought about this particular show, man? So real what brought up about this show was that I'm not froze, Tarita. Thank you, sis, because it's showing that I'm freezing and stuff like that and everything. But appreciate you. That's Tarita Farm Bill out there. So I'm just gonna roll the show, and then if we have to, we're gonna post the YouTube as a backup anyway. Okay. Let me get into swerve, man. So last week we had Ryan Griffin on.
Yeah, good show.
Thank you. And we was talking about Imani Bates.
Right.
And why, as much as we weren't trying to make it personalized to Imani Bates, we were talking about the Imani Bates in our communities, in our cities, in our nation.
There's a lot of them out here.
A lot.
Before,
yeah.
Now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With situations, man, they get avoided.
Yeah. And so you called me up, man. Matter of fact, you sent me a message, man. You said, homeboy called me. Right? ASAP. What's happening, Ryan? We continuing your dialogue. He just tuned in. Okay?
My man.
So what you said to me, man, is when you seen that show, man, and then prior to doing the show, when you got the news accounts that they had linked up Imani and took him down to their place.
Yeah.
And you seen that and you said you started crying immediately in my eyes.
Man, it's crazy, man.
And I told you, and you started sharing a little bit of that information with you. And I told you, I say, stop right there. I don't want to know no more. Let's put this on the show and pick it up from there.
Right.
So what you shared with me, man, you said you started crying, man. Can you tell me what was the nature of your tears in your relationship with Imani? I'm gonna let you talk, okay, brother?
I mean, that's naturally like,
okay.
My son used to always say, man, I can't go nowhere, man, because everybody know you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like the world go in circles because all my partners, cousins, whatever, guys out in the streets that had love for me, they'd see my son out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would get calls, man, I got your son in the car, man. Where you at? He over here on the south side, man. I told him he got a future. You know, go and get out of here, man. I'm finna call your dad so he come and get you.
Right.
So with that being said, like all these youngsters out here, man, I want to build relationships and they love me because of my son. And the first person I thought about was my son. One of my guys texted me on an article with Imani. And I'm like, man, my eyes got watery, man. I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because a lot of these people like out here, man, making judgment. You know what I'm saying? And some people seem like they happy or, you know what I'm saying? That the situation.
That shit pissed me off. Yeah, that shit pissed me off, man. Yeah, right. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I was feeling it from my son's point of view. You know what I'm saying? And I can show you. I told my girl, I say, I know Garb having a fit. You know what I'm saying? And the first minute he JPayed.
Right.
Tell Monty call JPay me immediately. You know what I'm saying? So I knew he was upset, man, because he know of his situation where he lost and that he didn't listen.
Okay, let's pause for a minute, good brother. You said your son.
Yep.
I know who your son is.
Right.
Some of the viewers won't, man. If you share who your son is and what the situation is, if you don't mind.
Well, my son is Garvin Crowd. He was a high profile athlete out here. You know what I'm saying? Basketball and football. He had offers in basketball and football, but decided to play college ball and got tied up in a situation, you know what I'm saying, with four other people, 5 kids was involved in the situation.
What's the situation, brother? Because it's in the news.
Yeah,
it's in the newspaper. Okay, right.
Yeah, they all in prison.
What they in prison for?
They were charged with armed robbery, murder, and like four other counts, man. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they in jail.
Okay.
But he was in school on a full ride scholarship, playing football in college. When it happened April 28th. They got picked up October the 2nd, 2018. So the situation had already happened, you know what I'm saying, when he was in school. But from people on the outside looking in, like the prosecutors and MLive, they'll have you thinking that these kids are running around here like Billy the Kid, robbing everybody. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. And like really, 3 of them kids is in there on tied in this situation, really ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just involved with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was scared of with Imani. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to always tell my son, if ain't nobody playing basketball, football, I ain't even got nothing. You shouldn't have nothing to talk about with him. You know what I'm saying? Hide by and keep it moving, man. Because you had too many role models out here, man, that was doing good and loved him and wanting to do good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. You just got to watch your surroundings and who you got around you. Okay. Just as quick, it's hard to be in position, man, to earn a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? And like for money, man, he nationally known. You know what I'm saying? So anything somebody do like that, man, they go nitpick and blow it up.
Right. So I'm playing with the camera, Chico, Sunday morning. Man, I seen the picture, man, because I was looking for a picture on Facebook of you. So I went down there, I always look on people's Facebook pages to find a proper picture.
Right.
And I seen on Facebook where it looked like your son was the homecoming king.
Yeah, his senior year. He was quarterback for Ipsy.
He's stock quarterback.
Star quarterback, all conference in basketball, all conference
homecoming
football,
king.
Homecoming king.
From a father, man. From a father's perspective. My father retired police officer.
Right.
And I went to prison.
Right.
And my crime was put in the newspaper too.
Everybody got a pass.
Yeah. But dig this here, man, as a father, man. How'd you feel, man, when you read that in the newspaper, brother? As a father, man.
I mean, like when it first happened, man, it took the wind out of me, man, because I mean, anybody that know me know I'd have been through a lot in my life.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on a little of that too, right? Yeah.
My life was a movie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It hurt me, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I know my son, like before I knew all what happened, I knew he ain't do what. You know what I'm saying? What was put out there to be.
Okay. But when I did what I did, right? Robbed that bank, right? My people had to say, the shame and embarrassment, man. Knowing that you ain't raised. Okay. Right, go ahead, bro.
Right. It wasn't no shame.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like I was frustrated because everybody kept telling my son to stay away from the people he was around. You know what I'm saying? You got all this. You know what I'm saying? You got too much to lose and you work too hard. When I got my son, man, I ain't had no life of my own, man, for 4 years. Okay. Taking him to AAU tournaments, you know what I'm saying? Basketball camps, games, all that. I gave up family vacations. I couldn't have no relationship with no woman because I was trying to get my son up out of here.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So I gave my life up to better his life. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'd do it all over again if I had to. You know what I'm saying? And when that got took, it was like I wasn't embarrassed. I was frustrated and hurt. You know what I'm saying? And like now, he grew. He grew since he been in there, and our conversations changed. I would never tell him I told you so. You know what I'm saying? But he know what's going on now.
Okay.
He wrote me a Father's Day card, man. I read it every now and then, man. I still my eyes get watery because he say, Dad, don't never doubt or think that you wasn't a good dad. You did everything you was supposed to do. I just didn't listen.
Okay, man. Same situation with I'm 62 years old. My father's 82, 3, 4. I don't know. Right. You get what I mean? I was just with him last night. We was watching the football game together, man. And he wrote you that letter, man, that said, don't think that what you did has any reflection on where I'm at and what I did right now.
Right.
So, man, my father, like I said, is a retired police officer, man. And that wasn't the first crime I committed. Let me just say that. Got called for real. Okay. But man, so how your son get so off track, man, to be, man, you feel what I'm saying? I'm look here, dog. I'm looking through your Facebook pictures and I'm seeing him on the gridiron, dog, as the homecoming king. And then okay, go, brother. Hit me.
I know my son knows he wasn't no wild kid. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no angel. He done been out here in some fights.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But fires planning on robbing somebody and killing. Man, all this stuff, you know what the situation was about?
Go ahead, brother.
2 ounces of weed. So all them guys in there for 2 ounces of weed.
in the time of they, let me just say this, I'm gonna put this out there. At the time of their situation, man, that weed was illegal to be selling it on that level.
2 ounces of weed. Come on, man, that's something you could have asked somebody for. If it's that bad,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But everybody that wasn't sitting in that courtroom really don't know what. Like some of these kids wasn't there when it happened,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Somebody dropped somebody off, somebody might have picked somebody up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of what the MLI put out there. And what pissed me off about the whole situation, the guy now, it's sad somebody got killed.
Yes, let's put that on the floor.
Right.
There was a life taken.
It was a life
and we don't
taken.
want to dismiss that.
Yeah,
you know, everyone this thing is right. Okay.
But the thing that got me was they kept any like if you pull up any news article on the situation,
go ahead, brother.
Just say EMU
wrestler. Right. I seen that
they
shit.
not putting out there that Buddy quit school. He from Georgia. So he was out of Eastern for like a year and a half up here living, selling pills and selling weed.
So he's the dope man.
The dope man.
Okay, so let's put this shit out here, man.
If you wasn't doing that, you wouldn't have met whatever kid set up this situation. But in the situation too, what pissed me off about the thing was 2 of them kids was in college. One was going to Eastern Michigan. My son was on full ride scholarship, but they never put that in the paper.
No, they talking about the ex-wrestler. I'm gonna put that on, you know what I mean? Because I know some of the background. Old boy was a dope boy.
Yeah.
That come with selling dope, man. That come with that. You got that's what come with the shit. Yeah. I'm not trying to let me just say, I'm not trying to villainize a dead man.
No, it's like.
But they what I'm saying.
But if he wasn't doing wrong, he wouldn't have been in that situation.
Every time, man, you know, I was out there, I was selling dope for a long time.
I was selling weed.
Yeah, right. So, but every time I suited up, I knew that there was a probably might not come home that night. Yeah. So that came with the territory, man.
Whether the police or one of these wolves out here. Yeah. So it goes again.
So I'm reading the M Live. And like you said, EMU wrestler. And then there was one on there where they said they was rapping into the I'm saying, what the fuck?
And the thing on that was now the 2 of the kids had a little rap group.
Okay.
So they
what young fellas ain't got rapping?
But the thing was, they showed one of their little rap videos and then the thing before I get off track,
go ahead,
they showed one of their rap videos. So in M Live, they put in there that when they was playing the video, these kids was in there dancing and bopping their head. Totally false.
I seen that, man.
None of that. And anybody that was in court can tell you that. You know what I'm saying? That pissed me off so bad, man. I called down to the newspaper thing, you know, to the M Live, and they talking about what nothing they can do about it. It's false accusations, man, because y'all paint a picture of these kids like they ain't got no remorse of what they did. You know what I'm saying? And it's wrong, man. They couldn't have had a fair trial if they wanted to, man.
Okay. Yeah. One of the things that I like about our current prosecutors, right? Eli Savage, and is the assistant chief, assistant chief prosecutor Victoria Burton Harris. They understand the circumstances and situation that exists in the street. They understand that people can get caught up easily. And I'm not trying to discount anybody being killed, robbed, violated, and stuff like that. But our current prosecutor understands this phrase out there, it's called restorative justice. When your son and those other 4 gentlemen was in that situation, them was boys. Let's put it on the floor, man. They was boys. Sometimes when I'm out there, man, talking to these young men, they taller than me, dog.
At 15.
At 15. And I'm talking to these cats, man, and I'm looking at them. I got some nephews, right? Playing football for Lincoln. Doing pretty fair. Got another nephew playing for the Huron Braves, Ipsy Braves, doing kind of fair. But my nephew that played for Lincoln, he's 17 years old and he taller than me. And even though he is intelligent, got book smarts, a lot of understanding, but I'm still talking to a kid.
And some of these kids is younger in the mind than other 17. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad, man.
So the betrayal of, and I'm not, like I said, I got to make this plain, but I ain't gonna apologize it too much longer. You get what I mean?
Right.
Is that to understand the situation and circumstances and to villainize our children by making a childish decision and want to give them adult consequences without giving the opportunity to rehabilitate themselves.
Right.
My homeboy, my partner, Billy Cole.
Right.
Same thing, 17 years old, completed, did a homicide, did a robbery, killed a white boy, sent him away for 44 and some change.
Bad boy.
With a stamp. A lot of people don't know this. With a stamp on his record that said, on his jacket that said, to never be released from prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. He ain't supposed to be home, man.
Wow.
At 17 years of age.
A kid.
Kid. Yeah, he ain't trying to discount that because somebody lost their life.
Yeah, exactly.
But dig this here, man.
Second chances, man.
And if you knew his father, Mr. Cole, I didn't know him personally.
Yeah, I ain't know him.
But he was a hell of a man.
Right.
All the stories don't have nothing but high praise of Mr. Cole.
Right.
Your you, right?
Right.
I put up there on the post, I'm showing you out there boxing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
My dad, right? He doing this, man. What causes a young man and or women to have such positive future ahead of them, and the sky literally is the limit, to walk away from scholarships, opportunities, to go hang out in the streets and get involved in situations like your son did, like I did, and those other four did. Such promising futures. What is that, Chico?
I mean,
talk to me, man.
Like, I can't wait to go visit my son when we have a real face-to-face.
Okay.
There's only so much I can say on the phone.
Well, let me say this.
Ask,
For those you don't know, Chico got his phone on the table. We expecting his son, Garvin, to give us a call. And if he does, we're going to plug in and stuff like that. Okay. So we expecting that we can get in, right? Okay.
Yeah, but
Chico,
I don't think like he was looking at it and that, like, you know, all the cats that tied up in the situation with him, man, you know, one of them is cousin, and the rest of them been around each other since they was, you know what I'm saying, in elementary school.
Right.
So he looking at it as them his friends, which they was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But we was over my uncle's house one day. I got some little cousins that's a little older than him that he looked up to. You know what I'm saying? That was hotheads. They out here in the street. One of them told him, they say, cuz. They said, man, you know we love you, right? I'm listening to the conversation, but they don't know I'm listening. And Garv said, yeah. My cousin said, well, look, we only messing with you over Unc's house at a family event. Say, man, we out here in the streets, man, on some BS. They say, we love you, man. So you can't be around us. You got ticket up out of here. So then I let them know. I say, nah, you hear what they just said? I said, them your cousins, they care about you. They don't want you around no BS. Your friends calling you to come fight and do this and that. So if them was your friends, they wouldn't be calling you for nothing like that, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say which one of the kids' father it was.
I understand.
We ran into each other one day. And like, you know, going through this whole situation, man, my mind was everywhere. I had attitudes with people that I shouldn't have had attitudes with because it wasn't their fault.
Right, I understand. Okay.
So he pulled me to the side. He said, man, Chief, man, you know, we always been all right. I said, yeah. He said, man, look. He said, next time Garvin call you, ask him what did I tell him. I said, what you mean? He said, I want him to tell you, then you call me. You got my number. My son called me. We was at court, matter of fact. So he called me when he got back, you know, from court. I say, man, what such and such tell you? And my son got quiet. He said, man, he told me to stay away from his son, man, 3 or 4 times because I got a future. I say, that's his daddy telling you, and you wouldn't listen to him? So, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Just loyal to the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? You can't put yourself in situations when you got a situation of your own, man, that could change your life for the better. You know what I'm saying? And he had it, man. He had 3 NFL teams looking at him. as a redshirt freshman, man, because they team had the #1 defense in Division II football. The 5 games he was out. So they had all kind of NFL scouts in and out their practices. And I guess he turned up in the scrimmage one day and caught the eyes of the Ravens, the Bills, and the Colts. And I never told him this until probably about 3 months ago. I held it back from him. I told him. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's sad. And as a father, man, like, my health always been good, man. After this situation, man, I ended up in the hospital twice behind this stuff, man. Stressed out, you know what I'm saying? And
well, if you didn't feel some kind of way, I'd have thought something was wrong with you.
Man, dog. Okay. Man, I ended up in the hospital twice behind this stuff, man. I still now to this day, man, wake up crying, tears in my eyes, man, thinking about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Man, I mean, you know, everybody say, well, your son's still here, you can talk to him, this and that, but it's different. You know what I'm saying, man? Because I know what he wasted. You know what I'm saying? And he not that anybody that know my son, man, know he a good, mild-mannered kid, respectable. Like he done had, like when this stuff was going on, man, he had coaches, teachers, principals, and everything writing letters to the judge and everything. So if he was such a high-headed kid, they wouldn't have did that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what get me the most, man, because MLive try to portray these kids like all of them wasn't villains like they portray to be. You know what I'm saying? Not saying, like I said, not saying my son was an angel. He gonna fight. You know, been out here in fights, you know what I'm saying? But all the other stuff, that ain't him.
That ain't him.
No, that ain't him, man. Anybody know him will tell you that.
That's the same thing what they said about me, man, when I got caught up in my situations. That ain't him.
Right.
So if it ain't your son and it ain't me, man, then Chico, what is it, man?
Like now, man,
break it down for me, man. Make it plain, man.
These kids is like they worried about what everybody else think about.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure, they easy to be influenced. They don't want to be no punk, they want to be hard, you know what I'm saying? Or they want to be in something. Like this. I was with one of my little cousins one day, man, trying to listen to the rap music of today. Man, all they do is talk about is getting high
and killing.
And so I see why you cats out here taking all these pills and drinking all these car service stuff, because that's all they putting in your mind is they getting high. You know, our rap music, Run DMC started off a good vibes, and then it went to trap music. I mean, you know, music we would listen to, they were talking about selling dope.
Yeah, Wu-Tang was talking about they Timberlands, man. I got my Timbs. I got my
I said, man, I can't even comprehend none of this stuff.
Right.
So I don't, man, it's all type of influence, man, and peer pressure, man. I mean, me growing up, I've never been no cat to think about what nobody think about me. I'm not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be me and like me. And this what I don't get about my son. Like when I was in school, all I ever hung with was female. I had a couple of my mellows.
Man, come talk to me about that part, man. We was chasing the girls.
Yeah, and that's all I hung with. Like right. Okay. Like even now, I got a lot of male cousins. I love my male cousins to death, but I'm closer to a lot of my female cousins and hang with more of my female cousins. Okay. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And after this happened, man, like most of probably for like 2-3 years, man, my phone would ring for me. I mean, it'd be my phone, but it's for my son. Okay. You know, so all these females that he was cool with, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, he had all these females that love him and care about him, just friends. You know what I'm saying? They care about him. And I don't know, man. Yeah, but dig this, man. You talking about the girls, real conversation, man. Because I'm looking at these cats is more loyal to hanging out with the dudes. Oh, you get what I mean? Yeah, than sit up there here and don't want to be with the girls. Man, we sitting around the table, and I ain't gonna put no names out here, right? Because you know what I'm saying. Like I tell a lot of people, man, a lot of things that I was involved in, what I done. Right. The statute of limitations ain't ran out, and a lot of shit that I did, I don't know if they going still out there. You know what I mean? Just take no chances, man, because I was in the Fed joints, right? And in the Fed joints, I understand about this thing called conspiracy, man. Oh, so a lot of stuff I can't talk about, and then but dig this here, man. But I can share this, right? So we sitting around the table, man, the crew, right? And we got a dinner plate, right? Loaded up with pot of cocaine. That's what we did. We sat around, man, drank Hennessy and shit and blow all night, you know, all that night long, drinking Hennessy, drinking that gin and juice, right? Good, we ain't smoke no weed because we didn't smoke no weed and shit. We too powder and drank liquor. That was our thing, right? So, man, the phone ring, right, man? And I said, oh, shit, man. This honey right here hitting me up, man. I get ready to catch y'all later, man. Hey, man, where you going?
I said, man, this chick hit me, man, and I'm going over here and knock the boot shut. You're not going off, right? And this is kind of how the conversation went. But the fellas, they want me to stay. They want me to stay with them.
Right. No, that ain't
but I got a girl calling me up, man. This 12 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling the thing, and I got the Henny, man. You know, I'm ready to go to work out there. I'm ready to go. but the fellas, they wanna hang, man. Look,
I ain't never been.
Let me dig this here right here, man. And I hope I don't piss nobody off. But when I heard about one of these games called Bros Over Hoes, man, how you?
That's his new stuff.
This is new stuff.
Yeah, that's his
so
new
y'all
stuff.
gonna rather kick it with a bunch of hard legs, man, to go over there and be with a girl who calling your name?
Right. Yeah, it might be the one to keep you out of trouble.
You know, like I told him, man. I called them. I said, man, that's the Little Rascals games. See them games right there, like the Little Rascals. See, I grew up on Little Rascals.
Yeah.
And Little Rascals had a game that was called Our Game.
Right.
It was Our Game. Yeah, right. The He-Man woman, the He-Man girl hate girl.
Right.
No girls allowed.
Right.
So what we're looking at is these kids is like the Little Rascals, Our Game, instead of having pea shooters and slingshots.
Right.
They got AKs and knives.
Oh man, they ain't playing out here.
Yeah, they ain't playing. And the only way they know how to resolve conflict
is guns. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. So you was hitting on something, man, straight up and down when you was talking about they was smoking weed and drinking that syrup, you know, that lean and stuff like that, perp and all that old kind of stuff. And listening to the music, where all the music is talking about is drug culture, shooting and violence, and even raping women.
Right.
What they going, 6, 7 guys, we going to do. That's insanity.
They mind is programmed.
Okay. The culture is something that says that in order to fit in, right? These unrealistic street values and codes. You get what I mean? That says that in order for me to be a part of this, that I got to do this. You ain't keeping it real. There's some cats out there right now. Man, let me say it. There's some cats out there, right? And I always make sure I separate my show with whatever I'm doing. But I'm a member organization that's called Supreme Fellas Incorporated.
Yes,
we out here doing in the streets, trying to get our young men not to become another Garvin, not to be another Imani. Because of our history and who we are and things we've evolved in, and because we're trying to change the culture. And because we have relationships with administration. Let me put it like that. And we not them folks. We don't mess with them folks. But we understand because what's going on in the streets, we have to go out farther and do something different. We expect something different. But because we're trying to keep our young men and sisters from out of the situations like that, they say that, man, we ain't keeping it real.
Man. Let one of them catch a case and see how real they homeboys keep it.
Let them, truth be told, let them know how many of y'all who done caught a case, man, and done told something you already back home, nigga. They didn't just let you go, man, because you're done. Man, cut it out, man. Stop it. Know about it. Shut up, man. Thank you. You get what I mean? So you're keeping it real. Yeah, I ought to keep it real sometime and get to talking. But anyway, okay, but we're gonna go back to nature here. So Imani, you talked to him. Yeah. How'd that go out, man? Yesterday. How'd that go, brother?
Well, yes, I seen him yesterday. I ain't even bring up the conversation or the situation, man, because I ain't, it wasn't the right place and right time. But my son Jay paid me, like I said, he found out about it, and I showed Monty what my son said. You know what I'm saying? And he let me see, Bob. I'll show
Go ahead, bro.
He I told him what God said. He said, man, I'm gonna holler at him, ASAP. I said, yeah, because he trying to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? You're upset. So yeah. Why you do that? Yeah. Ear to the Ground 197. Why Cheek will find that up. Ear to the Ground 197, like I said, is brought to you by Tracy Sweet Touch Production, owned by my sister Tracy Davis. Also, Ear to the Ground 197 is brought to you by Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center, located right across the street of Ypsilanti Public Library, owned by my good friend Carlos and Athena Johnson. Back up, Ryan. That is owned by Kip and Athena Johnson. They gonna whoop me if I say that. Kip and Athena Johnson, and he gonna bring that to me. And also brought to you by
Carlos and Andrea Franklin. That's Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center.
That's what my son Jay paid me today.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. And I'm gonna read this right here. Okay. So this is from Garvin Crowd, right? And it's to his dad, Chico, sitting over here. This is what he said. I'm reading this. I ain't see the shit on the news. I heard about it, OTP, and on the phone, and from motherfuckers in here. Okay. Shit crazy, man. Yeah, Trey popped at me. My boy Quiz, yeah, tell my boy immediately, get at me. Tell Imani to get on JPay immediately. Okay.
In big letters.
In big letters. Now, so this is in big, this right here, y'all, you know what I'm saying?
He was hurt.
Okay.
He heard that.
It say right here, immediately.
Right.
Get at me immediately. Now, as my boy say in Players Club, immediately. But dig this here. So why did Garth want Imani to get at him immediately, bro?
Because Imani, he like I always tell Garth friends, man. All like I'm connected with a lot of these cats, man.
Right.
Kamal and Garth, they've been around each other since they was kids. Kamal nephew.
We talking about Kamal who?
Kamal Haddon that played for Tennessee. That's
that boy out there rumbling, ain't he, man?
But I always told my son, man, Kamal gonna be an animal. He was just little, and I used to always tell my son.
I was with him last week. He taller than me.
Yeah, he NFL side.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he taller than me. But okay.
I always tell them, man, if y'all like all these cats, I'm like cool with a lot of these cats, man. MJ Griffin, Ryan's son, all like Garvin and Ryan used to work out together.
What?
Before they went to college. Yeah,
we really a village, man. Folks don't understand that, man.
Yeah, like Bryan, Steph Allen, Moot Johnson. Corey, and Moot Johnson, Keith Wade. I admire them guys, man, because they had sons, got sons that they put in position and they did it right. You know what I'm saying? They in school doing what they supposed to do, college, basketball, football, whatever. And I always tell Garv friends, man, if y'all love Garv like y'all say, let his situation keep y'all out of situation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So whenever y'all around somebody or think about doing something stupid, look where he lost and where he at. You know what I'm saying? That's all I tell him, man. Because
we looking at and sis, who I'm talking about, sis, I'm talking about Jeanette.
Right.
She got one
locked
up
in the situation.
So with your son, and got one on national TV.
Right.
Getting ready to play the #1 team in the country next week in prime time.
I'll be there front row and center.
You're gonna be at the front row?
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, but and I know it's hard on her. We talk all the time.
Yeah.
That's my baby.
Right.
I love her to death. Like Garvey be over her house more than he was with me sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she, like you say, she got one in.
And one on national TV.
So and Maul, you know what I'm saying? Maul, he got something to play for. He got somebody to play for. So that's why he out there playing her. No, he got a brother that's in there, and he look at Garvey as a brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he love them guys, man. Like he sent both of them money. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man.
Yeah. So dig this here, man. What started the dialogue about Imani, man? Because some old cats, my age, maybe a little younger than me, man. But like we started out the conversation, man. I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah. Woo, this, that, and the third. Man, I got mad in the motor scooter, man. You feel what I'm saying? Okay.
I'll be honest.
Go ahead, bro.
When I heard that Imani committed to Eastern, we was at the car wash. I told somebody, I said, y'all looking at the basketball point of view, said, I'm scared. They're talking about what you talking about. I say, man, say it's in Ipsy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to get in trouble, man, when you in Ipsy, man, 24/7. Eastern is in Ypsilanti, man. So I was scared when he committed to Eastern just on that point alone, because situations can happen, man, that can be out of control. You know, not even in your hands.
So you was like so many of us is like. But I had to tell some folks sometimes straight up and down like this, man, who always want to come into our community and talking about we here to help, right? And they bring the circus into town.
Right.
But once the elephants, the lions, the tigers, and bears go home, who left there to clean up the shit?
Right.
You done came in here talking about what you came here to do, but then when everybody going home, we still here. I still live, and you gone, but I'm still here, right? So I understand what you're saying, man, about the temptations that's out here in the streets. I know what's going on. I live right there, man. I'm sitting up in here. I didn't even look, Chico. It was some gunshots last night. Pop, 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 pop. I waited 5-10 minutes. No, I'm waiting for the sirens to come. I didn't hear none. So I went back to sleep. That's how normalized this shit is to me. You get what I mean?
It's sad.
You just say it.
Right.
So what you saying is, man, straight up and down, man, is that you feared for him staying in here, knowing the circumstance and situation that's in the streets, Ypsilanti.
Right. It was good on the basketball court because I go see him.
But you said on the human side. That's something that you addressed.
And that's what I was looking at. It was good for a basketball point of view. Like I go see him, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna bring some money to Ipsy, to Eastern.
Right.
But
they just named it to George Gervin.
Yeah. I was looking at it. I was just being real with the situation. And I told him, I said, man, I'm scared. And that's why when my man texted me when that happened, man, my eyes got watered, man, because it hurt.
Right.
And that's why I said, I know my son hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because Monty look at my son as his big brother. So I knew, they care about each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad, man. But what, like I said, like you say, what pissed me off so bad, man, is people out here that like they happy.
They happy.
But they don't understand, right? Like, Amani from Ipsy, he from Ipsy, man. He got Ipsy on the map. So everybody that's glad this happened, I'm sure they got grandsons, nephews, little brothers, or whatever. Man, he can open the door up for them that's coming up behind him.
See, man, that's why I'm glad you reached out to me. They didn't look at that aspect as a potential.
Yeah.
So, man, I was in a meeting with some grown folks 2-3 weeks ago. I'm a member of various organizations, you right? You know what I'm saying? I just don't be out here. I don't be talking. I'm making shit happen.
Right.
So I'm in the meeting with some grown folks, the real folks, shot callers, ballers.
Right.
And the number two things that was on the table was the Johnny Lawrence Jazz Concert Series and Imani Bates.
What?
Yeah, that's what was on the floor.
Straight up,
man. Because the Johnny Lawrence Jazz Concert Series,
right,
put Ipsy on the map.
Right.
But who put? But for something good. Who else put Ipsy on the map? On the headlines, Sports Illustrated, and Imani Bates.
They don't look at that.
They ain't look at that.
That's opening up the door for your grandkids,
so
nephews, or little cousins, whatever.
So when them folks came at him, man, and I don't care. I'm gonna tell you the truth. When them folks came at him, CNN, Sports Illustrated, ESPN, CBS, NBC, whoop, whoop, whoop. If you'd have looked at the news conference, I believe it was not the news conference. Let me slow down, Bryan. At the court hearing.
Right.
That was the other day. I watched it.
Right.
You were seeing there was a pause by Judge Simpson, and what he was doing was allowing the news media to come present into the Zoom meeting. But let me back up. So when it happened, those networks and those publications that I was talking about, they couldn't wait.
Right.
But it was people. Let me tell you, man, it was the prosecutor and the sheriffs and the administration that would not get away from here. He one of ours, and we're gonna protect him. We're not gonna let the wolves and the vultures try to pick his bones.
Right. Blow it out of
because he's redeemable.
Right.
But then we got niggas. Y'all said that I don't use that word too much on the show because you acting in the context of your behavior and your language and your work and your demonstration in your walk.
Right.
When one of our brothers, one of our children is wounded, you want to shit on it.
And like I called a couple of my guys after it happened because it had me so messed up. I called a couple of my guys that one is police now, one is an ex-police. So I asked him, I say, man, if you was in the situation that pulled Amani over, seen he had a gun in the car, would you arrest him? And he told me, he said, man, look. He said, me knowing his situation, man, he said, honestly, I probably would have called his dad, tell him come and get his dad and let him get the hell out of here. Because that's that, like, oh man,
Man, look, man, white folks been doing this since the beginning of the time when they get caught up in shit.
Can't wait to knock you down.
Yeah.
Because jealousy is real, man.
Come on, man, that haterism is a real thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the people that's like glad this shit happened, man.
Grown men, man.
Jealousy ass shit, man.
A grown ass man.
I don't get it.
I'm done, they ain't grown.
No, that
whole ass nigga. Excuse me.
Man.
I'm still. Hey, Chick, I'm just here to the ground 197. My mama watching. My mama out there watching. She said I be cussing, but sometimes, man, when I got a real one in here, man, we can't be up here faking the funk like we having conversation.
Man, people feed off negative stuff more than they do positive. You can see some positive stuff, man. They overlook that. But soon you see something negative, oh man, they gossiping and changing stories and running with it. That's talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. That's why I keep to myself, man.
But you can't keep to yourself. I'm putting you out there like that. You can't you can't keep to yourself because you got too much to offer and you're too valuable from your life experiences. Right. And you know what it is. I don't know what you know, but you know what it is to be the victim of a crime.
Right.
And to share that empathy from your heart to know what it is.
Right.
So Chico, we coming up on time. I respected your time and you respected mine because you got to take some folks to church.
Right.
And you told, and that's why we having this on Sunday at this particular time. So it's about that time. What can we do to change the culture? What can we do, man?
Man, I mean, we all got to get together, man. And I mean, people that been through it, you know, and folk, I'm going to tell this one story.
Go ahead, brother.
Like it's been times, man, like to this day, man, I beat myself up wondering if I could have did this or if I didn't do this, would my son be in the situation he in?
Mm-hmm.
One night I'm laying in the bed thinking that. So, you know, I always hit my past for my son. Like when I got my son, I quit doing what I was doing for our streetwise stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm laying in bed one night thinking if I'd have did this or if I didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? My son called me that morning. He said, Dad, man, he was still in the county, Washtenaw County Jail at the time. He said, man, I'm in here with a couple guys that know you, man. They say you had this and was doing this and was doing that.
Right. I understand.
I said, yeah, I said, I ain't want you to know about that. And you know what his response was? He said, man, if you would have told me, man, I'd listen.
So
and
if he'd have known
that, what he would have listened at me more if he'd have knew that I was out here in the streets and I was doing this and doing that. But I hid that shit from him. So I'm like, what you mean? He said, man, because I didn't know you were doing this and doing that. You know what I'm saying? I might have, you know, listened a little more, and it hurt me because I'm like, damn, and all over again, I'm thinking if I would have did this or didn't do that, maybe he would have listened more, you know, because you know, as
man,
my dad and mom rode me so much, man. I used to look at it like, man, they tripping. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he looking at it the same way, like, man, it's my dad, man, he tripping. Kamal, same thing, man. Like I cuss Garv ass out Kamal at the same time when he was in school. You know what I'm saying? So and he, man, my son called, man, Ma said you tripping. Nah, nigga, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep y'all right.
Right.
Because I know, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's sad. So, but I don't know, man. We just got to get together, man, for somebody that have been there. You know what I'm saying? And it only take to change one. If we can change one person, that person we change might change somebody else without us even knowing. You know what I'm saying? So they got to start somewhere, man. I guess we do got to start before it's too late.
Ear to the Ground 197. I'm your host, Bryan Foley. I'm with my homeboy right here, Chico Kraut. He giving it to y'all real and raw. I ain't gonna try to build on nothing he just said because what he just said, I'm gonna let that marinate and sizzle in y'all spirit for a while. But Chico, I want to thank you for coming on the show, reaching out to me. Yes, you know what I mean? It ain't too, you know, it's a lot of people who ask to sit in this seat, but a lot of times I have to deny they seat because you on some your topic is some bullshit. I'm sorry, man. I'm just, you know what I mean? Man, we about change and stuff like that, okay? Like I'm saying, and we got to change, and you just laid it on it, man. So the beautiful thing is that Kamal, Garvin, and the other three brothers and Imani, they still breathing.
Yeah, I mean, it's success stories out here too. Like you got Gabe Brown, from Ipsy, that's playing on the NBA floor right now. That's also they grew up together and cool with, So he kept me in front row at Michigan State games. So
but it's so many brothers, man.
Corey Allen, I mean,
Corey, he out there clowning. But it's just as many men dig this here. But it's just as many stories out there, man. What about them brothers, man, sitting in front of the liquor store and just wandering up and down the streets like ghosts who
the same
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ipsy, what you call it? I'm sitting up here and I should know my name. He gonna kill me when I'm sitting up looking at him straight up and down. And he was the first one I heard him say, man, the Ipsy Jinx.
And that's what I was feeling. That
Ipsy Jinx.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I mean, people say you can't blame it on Ipsy.
Yeah,
but you can. If don't nobody change none of this stuff, man, we to blame.
The Ipsy Jinx.
Yeah.
So change begins, man, with me and you.
Got to.
It begins with the OGs.
Right.
The ones who, we singe, we got some dents, we bruised and battered, but we still hard.
Right. And got a pass.
And you would share it if you had to share what Yo was doing with Garvin, he said he would listen. So what they listen for something, man, from the culture that actually has that hands-on experience to say, look here, old young fella, you don't want to come down this way, man.
Right.
And that's what my organization is about, man.
Right.
Y'all don't want to come this way, man.
And that's why I told you, anything I can do to help, I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
All this stuff hurt me, man, from my son to the Amani situation. Not even, don't nobody even know the true situation about Amani situation.
Thank you, man. Everybody's speculating, jumping in there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't jump the gun on that.
Yeah, something they done read, man. They only read the news clip. And believe everything the news tell them.
90% bullshit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't jump the gun on that.
Yeah. My nephew, man, Anthony Perry, AP the free agent. That's what he go by, right?
Yes, sir.
He coaching up there right now.
Okay.
At the with the young fellas.
Right. Yeah, I just started coaching the 6th grade. Matter of fact, I started coaching Bates 6th grade team yesterday.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, trying to help the young fellas.
Yeah.
Man, so.
But Anthony shared something with me, man. That's my nephew, right? Him and Tyson up there coaching them young fellas. And Tyson's situation, I ain't gonna put his out there. My nephew's situation, they got a history and they got a past.
Right.
But my nephew told me, man, the other day, and I didn't even know this, his first football team, the first players was Garvin and Kamal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these man, I got a picture, man, AU basketball picture with, I think they was probably like 8 or 9 years old. It's Kamal, Gabe Brown, Trey Jackson from Ipsy that play at Seton Hall basketball right now. Who else on there? Man, it's probably like 4 or 5. These kids they grew up together, man. So they love each other for real. And that's what I'm saying. There's success stories out here too.
Right. It's some, it's a lot of
this is a whole nother story, but even the situation with my mom and dad, if that wouldn't have happened, I probably wouldn't have never boxed.
Yeah.
I had to find something to channel my anger and aggression to take that out to make a positive story. I want to do something to be able to make my mom and dad proud.
Man, I'm gonna tell this story you might not remember, man. But you were so filled up with anger, man.
Man, and boxing saved my life.
Yeah, I know it. So you might not remember this, but I remember, right? Mm-hmm. And I recognized it. Remember we had the Gus Macker tournament?
Yep.
The one up at Eastern. Yep. So you was out there playing, man. I was one of the referees, right?
Shaking.
Yeah, right.
Somebody
So y'all out there, I'm one of the referees, right, man? And I called a foul or something like that. Man, you came at me, man. You was so angry and hard. Yeah, man, you was there. Yeah, and you was ready to whoop me, whoop everybody. You know what I mean?
Man, I had a bad temper.
You had a bad temper.
I had a lot of
but the only thing that cooled you out and kept you in the game when I told you who I was and who my relationship to your family was.
Right.
And you got it right back in. You went back in.
That's what I'm saying,
But
man.
man,
You got to take a negative and turn into a positive.
Right.
Without my mom and dad situation, I probably wouldn't never bought.
Yeah, I know it, and you, like I said, man, because I'm just saying straight up. Now, this was pretty about, but at that Gus Maker, man, you was. That's a different story, man. You were hiding me for, but I know you didn't remember because you remember. Yeah, right. Well, anyway, Ear to the Ground 197 is brought to you Saturday, Sunday, or whenever I turn the thing on, man. You know, it's my show. I do what I want to do. But anyway, Ear to the Ground next week, we went with my homeboy, Mr. Chico Kraut, man. And thank you for taking this time out, man.
Appreciate
I know,
love
you too. And I know you got to go get them folks to church, like you said, man. But what a difference today made. Yep. So Ear to the Ground 197. I'm your host, Bryan Foley. Ear to the Ground 197 is brought to you by Ipsy Cannot Share League of Women Voters, my good friends, Gail Summerhill, as well as Trudy and Jeff Hughes, Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center, and Tracy's Sweet Touch Productions, your auntie. All right. We're going to catch y'all next week. And like I say, what my theme is, all power to the people. All right, Chico.
Man, I don't remember that, man.
You don't remember? Boy, you want to whoop me that day.
Hey, man. Okay. But let me know, man. You got my number, man. Whenever next picture, I got everything, man.
Okay, I sure will.
And I'm there.
Okay.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay. You know, fell in the dough. Okay. All right, homie. Yep. Let's see this. Ear to the Ground, Ear to the Ground 197. I have been your host, Bryan Foley. We see you next week. All power to the people, and I'm up out of here.